In a small town, there was a blind girl named Lyra. She lived in a house filled with memories of her parents, who had died in a tragic car accident not long ago. With their passing, everything changed for Lyra. Her uncle, Mr. Collins, who was greedy and selfish, took everything her family had. He seized their property, leaving Lyra alone, hungry, and desperate for help. One day, Lyra decided to visit her uncle, hoping he might offer her some support or at least a warm place to stay. With her white cane in hand and determination in her heart, she set out to find him. As she walked, she remembered the love her parents had showered upon her. Each step was a mixture of hope and fear. On her way, Lyra stumbled upon a new girl in town named Selena. Selena was cheerful and friendly. She noticed Lyra struggling and immediately rushed over to offer her help. "Hi. I'm Selena. Are you okay?" she asked with concern. "Yes, I'm okay," Lyra replied, grateful for the kind gesture. "I'm just trying to get to my uncle's house." "Oh. I can help you find it. Let's go together," Selena offered. Feeling comforted by the friendship that was blossoming, Lyra smiled and accepted Selena's help. Together, they made their way to Mr. Collins' house. When they arrived, Lyra felt a knot in her stomach. She had mixed feelings about seeing her uncle again. As she approached the door, she knocked gently. The door creaked open, and there stood Mr. Collins, his expression dark and unwelcoming. "What do you want?" he barked, glaring at Lyra. "Uncle Collins, I came to ask if you could help me. I've been all alone since Mom and Dad died," Lyra said softly. "Get lost. I don't want to see you here again," he shouted, pushing her away. Heartbroken, Lyra turned to leave, her heart heavy with sadness. Selena stood beside her, shocked by the coldness of Mr. Collins. "I'm so sorry you had to go through that," Selena said gently. "You can stick with me, I won't let you be alone." As they walked away from the house, feeling defeated, a loud horn suddenly blared. Lyra and Selena both froze. Before they could react, a car sped toward them, hitting them with a jarring thud. When Lyra regained consciousness, she found herself in a hospital bed, a rhythmic beeping surrounding her. Panic surged through her as she reached out with her hands, searching for anyone nearby. It was then that she felt a comforting hand on her arm. "Lyra, you're safe now." "I'm Marcus," a gentle voice said. Marcus was the driver who had stopped after the accident. He had rushed them to the hospital and insisted on taking care of their medical bills. "I'm so sorry for what happened. It was an accident, and I'll make sure you get better," he promised. "Thank you for saving me," Lyra whispered, her heart swelling with gratitude. She could hear that Marcus was sincere, and it filled her with a little hope. Selena was also in the hospital, recovering from her injuries. However, as time passed, Marcus noticed something unsettling about Selena. She seemed too eager to take Lyra away from the hospital. There was a sense of urgency in her actions that made Marcus uncomfortable. One day, while the doctor was checking on Lyra, Marcus approached Dr. Hill. "Doctor, are you really going to let her leave? It's too soon, she needs more treatment," he urged. Dr. Hill sighed. "She's made her choice. I can't keep her here against her will." "We have other patients who need help too," he replied, frustration evident in his voice. Feeling helpless, Marcus returned to Lyra and Selena. "If you're leaving, let me drive you home instead of taking a taxi. I want to make sure you're safe," he offered. Lyra smiled softly. "I trust you, Marcus. You've helped me already." "What? You want to ride with him?" Selena exclaimed. "You must be joking. What if he causes another accident?" Her tone was sharp, laced with tension. "It's fine, Selena. The last accident wasn't his fault, it was just bad luck. I'm sure he'll be careful this time," Lyra reassured her friend. With some reluctance, Selena agreed. She wasn't thrilled about Marcus, but she didn't want to raise any more suspicions. After they collected Lyra's belongings, Marcus carefully drove them home, remembering the route in case he needed to return. As they arrived at Lyra's house, Marcus thought, so, this is where the blind girl lives alone. She's been through so much. He felt a pang of sympathy for her. Thank you for everything, Marcus. I'm fine now that I'm with Selena. I appreciate all you've done, Lyra said with a grateful smile. Take care of her, will you? Marcus said softly to Selena. I'll do my best, Selena replied, glancing nervously around the room. Once Marcus left, Selena seemed anxious. She hurried outside to fetch water but quickly pulled out her phone. Hello, Chief, she said with a hint of excitement in her voice. So, what's the update? The chief asked, his voice gravelly. The target is completely under my control. Everything is going as planned, Selena reported, a wicked grin spreading across her face. Good job. I'll be expecting the package, the chief replied before hanging up. Selena felt a rush of satisfaction. She knew she had Lyra right where she wanted her. After a while, Selena returned with a bucket of water. I'm so sorry it took so long. The tap was acting up, she fibbed, feigning innocence. Lyra accepted her story without question. Meanwhile, Selena made her way to the kitchen, eager to execute her dark plan. The kitchen was dusty and filled with the memories of Lyra's parents. As Selena prepared food, her thoughts raced about how to take Lyra out of town without anyone realizing it. Eventually, Selena served Lyra a plate of boiled yam. Here you go. I made a delicious meal for you, she said cheerfully, sprinkling a strange substance over Lyra's food, ensuring that she would fall asleep. Oblivious to Selena's true intentions, Lyra devoured her meal with enthusiasm. It was the first proper meal she had in ages. But soon after, she began to feel ill. Selena, I don't feel so good. I'm so sleepy, she murmured before dozing off on the couch. Selena clapped her hands together in joy. Perfect timing, she said to herself. She now had free rein of Lyra's home. Quickly, she rifled through the rooms, searching for something significant. After what felt like hours of searching, she finally found a hidden box in a drawer. Just what the chief wanted, she muttered. Excited, she called him once more. Hello, Chief? I found the box you mentioned. It's safe and intact. What's more important than the box is the blind girl. I need her within 2 days, the chief ordered sternly. Selena's excitement turned to frustration. But I need more time to prepare, she protested. Bring her to me by tomorrow, the chief insisted before ending the call. Selena clenched her fists, her desire for control burning bright. The next morning, Selena woke before sunrise, her plan firmly set. Lyra, we're going on a little trip to a faraway place, she announced enthusiastically. A faraway place? Why are we going there? Lyra asked, confused. It's been a while since you've gone out. I want to take you somewhere special, somewhere you can enjoy, Selena explained, forcing a smile. Oh, that's so kind. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me, Lyra said, smiling back, unaware of Selena's darker intentions. They left the house, and Selena guided Lyra to a car hidden nearby. Using Lyra's blindness to her advantage, Selena drove them out of town, heading straight for the chief's house. When they arrived, Selena helped Lyra out of the car and into the lavish home. Welcome. You're going to have a great time here, Selena exclaimed with false enthusiasm. But the atmosphere shifted when an older man, the chief, entered the room with a wicked grin. Adana, I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. You've done well, he said, looking at Lyra like she was an object to possess. Confused and frightened, Lyra asked, what's going on? Why did you bring me here? Shut up, Lyra, Selena snapped. From now on, you belong to the chief. Do as he says. Tears streamed down Lyra's face. Please, I trusted you. I thought you were my friend, she cried, feeling betrayed. The chief chuckled darkly. Oh, you have something very special to offer me. Don't worry, you might even enjoy it. He then commanded Selena, take her to my room. I want to enjoy what I just bought. Lyra sank to her knees, crying, "Please don't do this. I'm just a blind girl, I have nothing to offer." Ignoring her pleas, Selena harshly dragged her toward the bedroom. Lyra tried to resist, but Selena was far too strong and determined. Once inside, Selena locked the door behind them and laughed. "Now you're mine." Meanwhile, Marcus had been restless since the accident. Something deep inside told him that Lyra was in danger. He quickly decided to investigate and drove to Lyra's house, but to his dismay, it was empty. He could feel the eerie silence and set out to find her. After searching, he arrived at the chief's house and heard Lyra's cries from within. "Lyra," he shouted, charging in. "Where are you? Where are you keeping her?" "Wait, how did you get in here?" the chief gasped, realizing he was caught off guard. "I called the police," Marcus announced as several officers burst through the doorway behind him. "Sir, you're under arrest for kidnapping and abuse. You have the right to remain silent." "Marcus, I'm so sorry I came late," Lyra cried out, her voice trembling. "I tried to stop him, but I'm powerless without my sight." "Don't worry, Lyra. I'm here now," Marcus reassured her, gently ushering her to safety as the officers secured the chief and led him away. Filled with anger, Marcus confronted the chief. "What has this innocent girl done to you? Why did you target her?" With a cruel smirk, the chief replied, "Young man, I don't owe you any answers. I prefer blind women because they are more loyal and humble than others." Furiously, Marcus slapped the chief. "You're a monster. I'll make sure you never harm anyone again," he yelled. Once the chief was taken away, Marcus returned to Lyra, who was sobbing uncontrollably. "I don't know how to heal from this pain," she whispered. "We'll get through this together," Marcus responded with warmth in his voice. He carefully carried her to his car and drove her to the nearest hospital. After a thorough examination, the doctor informed Marcus, "Lyra will recover, but it will take time. The trauma she experienced is much more than physical, it's emotional." Lyra spent the following 2 days in the hospital, with Marcus refusing to leave her side. Each day, he stayed by her bedside, keeping her company and ensuring she felt safe. Finally, on the day of her discharge, Marcus received a call from a police officer. "We interrogated the chief, but he's refusing to give us any information about Selena," the officer said, sounding frustrated. "Please keep pressing him. We need her to face justice for what she did," Marcus urged, ending the call and turning to Lyra. "Are you feeling strong enough to come home?" "I think so," Lyra replied softly, her voice lacking its usual cheer, but she felt grateful for Marcus's support. As they arrived back at Marcus's house, his mother, Rhea, was waiting anxiously. "Where have you both been?" she demanded, her tone sharp. "It's a long story, but Lyra needs our help. Selena betrayed her," Marcus explained, trying to keep his voice calm. "No. I won't have that blind girl in this house," Rhea shouted, her anger evident. "Mom, Lyra has nowhere else to go. She's been through so much," Marcus insisted, desperate to protect Lyra. Rhea marched toward Lyra, glaring at her. "Stay away from my son. You've caused enough damage already." "I won't allow you in my house," she huffed angrily. Lyra, feeling small and scared, responded calmly, "I'll leave if that's what you want. I'm used to being alone." Before she could make her way out, Rhea became more aggressive, shoving Lyra toward the door. The sudden force made Lyra stumble, and she fell, a sharp pain shooting through her as blood trickled from a cut on her head. "Please don't hurt me anymore. Just let me go," Lyra cried, her panic rising. Seeing this, Rhea's housemaid witnessed the scene unfold. Despite her instincts telling her to help, Rhea barked at the maid, "Get her out of my house now." The maid hesitated, caught between her loyalty to Rhea and her desire to help Lyra. Unfortunately, she ultimately obeyed, leading Lyra outside and abandoning her at the gate. Now alone, Lyra sat in despair as the sun beat down on her. "Why does this keep happening to me?" she whispered to herself, feeling hopeless and uncertain of what her next steps would be. As Lyra sat on the sidewalk, her heart felt heavy. She thought about all the struggles she had faced, the loss, betrayal, and pain seemingly endlessly piled upon her. But within her, there was a flicker of hope, a spark of resilience that refused to be extinguished completely. In that moment of sorrow, Lyra decided she wouldn't let her past define her. Slowly, she picked herself up, brushing the dust off her clothes. Since the accident, she knew she had people like Marcus who cared about her. Maybe there was a chance to turn things around. She took a deep breath and began to make her way down the street, determined to find a safe place to stay. If she could just find a little shelter, a little kindness, perhaps hope would be waiting for her too. With every step into the unknown, Lyra felt a renewed sense of purpose. The world may have been dark and scary, but it was also full of opportunities and possible friends. As long as she held on to hope and her belief in kindness, maybe her journey would lead her to a brighter future. To find out what happens next, hit 500 likes quickly, and the next episode will be on its way. Share your thoughts in the comment box if you want the next part of the story. Subscribe to our channel